Alright guys, what's going on today? My name's James, aka JStorm. Today we're going to be going over the OBS plugin Move Transition. Alright, this adds an extra transition into your OBS so you can use this thing instead of your basic cut fade or stinger transition. Helps you kind of stand out a little bit different from the pack. Not your average thing you see on the stream, way things move in and out. This also adds some extra features in the filters category for setting up move values if you're wanting to make something transparent with the push of a button. Maybe you want your camera to fade away and maybe fade it back in, or it's also got something called a move source, and we're going to be going over this one today. This one, with the push of a button in your touch portal, you can move your camera around to anywhere you want on the stream. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. But first, I'm gonna wait here for just a second, give you time to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, so that way you stay up to date with this content. All right, so go ahead and hit that right now. No, seriously, I'm waiting, man. Do that. All right, now that you've done it, let's go ahead and jump into this video. Hope you guys like it. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing going. Alright guys, to go ahead and get this thing going, links for all of this will be down in the description. First thing you're going to need to get is the Move Transition plugin. You can get this from the OBS forums. So first, when you go ahead and go here, this will be the main page you're looking for, the Move Transition. This is by a guy, what's his name here? Exeldro. Awesome transition. Gives a little thing here. It also gives you the instructions for what you need to install this into Windows. The first thing you're going to do is go ahead and click download. You can try the Windows installer. I've never had too much luck with this, but the Move Transition Windows zip, you go ahead and click that. That'll bring you up a window after it's done downloading. Boop, boop. There it is. Alrighty. And then inside you're going to have these two folders, data and OBS plugins. Just copy and paste those. We're going to copy them, and then you're going to paste them. We're going to go C drive, program files, and scroll down till you see OBS Studio, and you're going to paste this right here into OBS Studio folder. It's going to ask you if you want to overwrite a few things. It's basically overwriting these top folder names, data and OBS plugins, and then it's just going to paste all those extra files in there. It's not going to delete anything else, so no need to worry. Alright, so now that you've got that done, when you're here in your OBS, you're going to go ahead and come over here to your scene transitions page. You're not going to see the move up here in the top. You're going to need to click on add move right down here at the bottom. Once you click that add move, you're going to ask if you want to add it. Go ahead and add it. And in here, this is just another type of scene transition. And down here at the bottom, you can see how it kind of looks there. It just kind of fades things in and out. For me, I do something called scene nesting. So every scene that I have has sources, and all my sources are other scenes. And inside of every scene, I have all my scenes. So that way, it just kind of pushes things in and out of the way. So the main way I do this is I come down here to match the source name, and it's going to contain the other source name. And then you're going to do matched items. You're going to go ahead and click on ease out and quadratic. I like the way these look the best. Maybe you want to try some of these other ones. And if you do, right here, this will also be down in the description. This is an easing function cheat sheet. You can go ahead and see kind of the way each one of these easings look. So for me, I like the ease out quadratic. So you see it kind of starts out fast and then rounds off real nice and slow right there. Or you can do like this one, ease in and out. Or you can just do ease in, where it stays kind of the same speed the whole way through. Which actually, I think I'm gonna use that one because I kind of like how that looks. It's like one nice speed the whole way. And then if you don't want to do it this way and you just want to use it exactly how you have your stuff set up, that works too. You're gonna have appearing and disappearing items. So go ahead and make sure each one of these are set the same to how you want the easing function to be. Or maybe you don't want to have an easing function, you just want it to fade away And then you can also set the position of where you want those appearing and disappearing items to go. Maybe you want them to shoot straight up or out the side or just fade back into the distance in the center. You can click all of that right here. All right, so once you've done that, I'm going to show you what I mean by scene nesting. And what I mean by scene nesting is you see here inside, these are all of my scenes right here to the left. I have game loading, GoPro in between games, desktop scene. My desktop scene is about the only scene where it doesn't have everything grouped together inside of it. And then that one and my be right back scene. Both of those have disappearing items because everything from the scene before will disappear going into those two scenes. And then these are my main scenes that I have all of these things set up in. This is my just gameplay scene that I have. And all it has is my display captures and my window captures in it. And then I have my GoPro cam scene, which this one I have a mirror, which this is a video I'm going to be jumping into next week for a plugin called Stream Effects. Once you download this, you can get something, you can add a new source called a source mirror, and you can mirror anything else. So I have two source mirrors right here. This one I have to have my my mask applied to my GoPro cam, and then this one is just to have this blurry effect down here at the bottom. And then this is my GoPro Cam 1 scene, which this is just a full scene I have of my GoPro, and then it also has the another GoPro Cam mirror, which gives me this blurry background effect here at the top and the bottom, so I can keep it kind of widescreen. And then I also have my rotator widget in here. And then I also have my DSLR camera, which is this one over here. All right. And inside that one, I have the same thing. I have another source mirror to give me this blurry background on the top and the bottom. And then I have my rotator down here at the bottom, and I also have my logo in here. So this is a whole nother setup right here. So in doing this, I've made 4 scenes now that are each individuals. So now when I go into, say, my game scene, I have my GoPro Cam 1, which you can kind of see it's off to the top corner up here. Here, let me highlight it. It's up here. And then my gameplay. And then GoPro Cam 2, which is my skinny camera. And then my game loading. So game loading is actually my DSLR camera, which is this one. So this one I have a move value set up, which is another feature you can have with this move transition plugin. I have a move value set up, so when I click at my touch portal down here for this game loading scene, it blurs my gameplay down here at the bottom. And then inside this scene I have my DSLR camera, as you can see, and then I have my GoPro Cam 2 scene. And when I click on my game, as you could see before, you couldn't see this, but this game loading scene was in my game scene. So when I click this, I have another move value set up to just have that fade away, and you see that you can no longer see this game loading scene. Okay, and then the next thing I have set up that we're going to go over right now is doing something like this, like I was talking about. You want to set up your camera to kind of shoot around the screen with the touch of a button. This is the plugin you need. And then maybe you want to do something like this for dramatic effect. All right. So in order to do this, you're going to have to set up something called a move source. So for a move source, you're going to come in here on the scene that you're going to want to move one of your sources. You're going to have to click on the scene, click on add filter. And as you can see right here, I got all of these filters already applied, but just to go ahead and walk you through how to do this, we're going to go through, you're going to click on filter, you're going to come up here to move source. Okay, so like I was saying, you're going to go ahead and come over here, click your source, set your easing function exactly how you would like this, and then move your camera to where exactly you want this. Say I want it in the top, or I want it dead center. We're gonna go for dead center because I don't have one that's dead center yet. And then once you move it to exactly where you want your camera, you're going to come down here to this transform area and you're going to hit get transform. You'll see all your little numbers applied or change right there. And now when I click something like this that moves it over here, you're going to see when you click this eyeball here, it's going to move it right there. Alright guys, so for the next part of this, we're going to jump into how to set this all up in Touch Portal, make your hotkeys and whatnot. And if you didn't catch the video I did last week showing you how to set up everything in Touch Portal, or even how to set up Touch Portal, I'm going to go ahead and leave the link right up here. It's also going to be down in the description. Go ahead and click that now, set that up, and then we'll go ahead and move forward with the rest of this tutorial, alright? Alright, so once you've got all that set up, you've got all those move values all set up, you can come in here and you're going to add a button. So inside, we're going to just click on a blank space, but for me, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did mine here. So you're going to click on this button, and you're going to come down to the OBS category here, and you're going to hit Set Scene Filter, because you set that as a filter for your scene. So Set Scene Filter, right? I already have mine there, but it's going to pop up like this. Delete that one. And then you're going to set the scene, game, or whichever scene you set that filter in. You're going to select that scene, and then you'll see all of these move sources that you've made. I like to go ahead and name mine so I know exactly what I'm going to be clicking for this one. And top left, then you're going to hit save. So that way you come in here to your Touch Portal and click that button. It's going to move it straight to where you want it. Just like that. So I have mine set up to kind of rotate around the whole scene exactly where I want it, or even pop up something like this. And then to do something like that, all you'd have to do is drag your camera out as big as you can to kind of fill up the whole screen, and then you'd hit that same get transform, and then that way when you click that, it'll go ahead and shoot it up. And then if you don't have Touch Portal and maybe you have like a little number pad sitting off to the side, you can also come over here into your settings category and come down here to hotkeys, and wherever you set that scene filter at, you just go down to that exact scene. So I set mine under game, and you're gonna see down here at the bottom you have all of those move filters down here at the bottom, and all you'd have to do is click a hotkey and it'll go ahead and it would work that way as well. Okay, and then for the next part of this, if you want to make something disappear with the push of a button, this is how you would go ahead and do something like that. So for me, I went ahead and set up a GoPro Cam 2 for my filter. This is going to be a scene filter because I do scene nesting. So in this, I went and set up a color correction filter and then a move value filter. So when you do this, you're going to do your color correction and then go ahead and set the opacity all the way down to 0. And this is basically making like a key point to where when you click it, it knows to go all the way to this value. So in here, it's at the very top, when you come down here and you add a move value, at the very top it's going to say what filter you want to apply. You're going to apply the color correction filter, and then opacity, you're going to come down, because you're not adjusting, maybe you want to adjust brightness, saturation. You can do this with anything. Like I said, this plugin is only limited by your imagination. You want to have, with the push of a button, your camera goes black and white or something like that, you could do that. So at the push of a button, we were doing the opacity so it fades away. We want it set down to 0 for 1, and then you're going to come down here to the very bottom, and for the start trigger, you want this to enable when eye in front of this filter is enabled. Because when you hit this, it's going to enable this filter, and then it's going to go back to what it is afterwards. Then you're going to set up another move value, and in this one, you're going to come back up here to the color correction tab, hit your opacity, drag it all the way out to 100, and then make your second move value. You're going to do the same thing, color correction, opacity, and then you're going to hit get value, and it's going to bring it all the way up to 100. And then same thing, down here at the bottom, you're going to hit the start trigger. When the eye in front of the icon is enabled, go ahead and do that. So now you'll see, like for this one, if I scroll down here and you hit start, it's going to fade your camera away. And if you hit up here down this one, you're going to hit start, and it's going to bring it back. Okay, and then for this next part, you're going to need to set up a new button in Touch Portal, so at the push of a button, it activates this filter. Like I said, I use scene nesting, so this is going to be a scene filter for me. But for you, if you're doing this to just a source, you're going to come down here into the OBS category and you're going to hit source filter instead of scene filter. But if you set everything up how I did, it should all be scene filters. So for me, I clicked a scene filter. I clicked what scene I wanted to do, which is my GoPro Cam 2 scene. Did that, and then move value 1, which is my fade out. So you're going to click save on that, and then you're going to make another button for fade in. Click your scene and your move value 2, or your source and your move value for fading it back in, and then you're going to hit save again. So now at the push of a button, I should be able to fade my camera out and fade it back in. Alright guys, and that's as far as this tutorial is going to go. Like I said, this is only limited by your imagination. You can use this to do so many things. This is how what I used in order to set up my my Be Right Back scene, like this.
There's one on this other side of the building.
Okay, so just like that, I used a move value to blur my background. I used a move value to take something from being already set to invisible and make it visible. And then what you do is you set more move value filters on other scenes that you're going to set up hot tabs for, or hotkeys for, in order to, when you click that one, it's going to make all of those disappear again. So when I go back to that scene again, everything is reapplied and comes back the same way. All right, hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please hit me up. You can join my Discord, hit me up. I got tons of guys in there who are down to help you out. I'm down to help you out whenever I can. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch, starting at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Come through the chat, ask me what's up. I'll try to help you out the best I can. All right, till next time, see ya.